You know what the Tecmo Bowl music means. Bo Jackson is kicking dicks in the dirt, and it is Papa's Football Podcast. I'm your host, John Papagiorgio. I am joined by Howard Flood.
What it do?
Going left to right here. Brian Bolte.
What's good?
And comedian Dom Grayer.
Hey, how's it going?
I am sure no kids in your past ever called you Dom Gayer.
Oh,
That was
terrible
never...
elementary school.
I mistyped it 3 times that way already, and I was like, wait a minute. A little light bulb went off. Show's website, pfpod.com. Go there for every episode of this we've ever done. Of course, inpapasbasement.com is the main show, so if you like the comedy of this, I mean, it's not completely focused on football analysis. I'm going to confess that right now. If you want fantasy numbers, A, shoot yourself. B, find another podcast to listen to.
We are not ESPN.
No. We turned our nose up at that money. You know, like Nike, Gatorade, they're all like, can we give you ads? And we're like, dude, we're not corporate.
No dick jokes, no deal.
Exactly.
I approve.
That was red-faced Brian's demand. Can I make a cock joke every 18 seconds? We'll give you 22. No. Dice.
You will not censor my art.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. It's like taking Picasso's brushes from him. So find us on iTunes. Find us on Stitcher. Find us on YouTube. YouTube.com/Papa's Basement. It's got all the videos from all the shows up there. So it was week 7, I believe, in the NFL,
That
correct?
is correct.
Any games stand out to you guys? You take your picks. I got some shit I want to talk about, but if anyone really wants to cut to the front of the piss line.
Word on the major media outlets was that this was kind of a crummy week for watching games, so I think we can really pick on the games we liked as opposed to going for the top stories out of the league.
Okay, well, I just want to put something out there. You guys join in, agree, disagree, whatever. I watched the Thursday night, what was it, Packers hosting the Bears? Or was
Why?
It's Thursday night, and that's the only game on.
I mean, there's that, but I think, I'm putting this out there, is there a less watchable fucking team than the Chicago Bears? I don't know. Like, there's shittier teams. There's the 49ers. There's your beloved Browns.
Go
Dom.
Browns.
But I find them 1,000 times better to watch than the Bears. Like, the Bears somehow play like an 0-16 team anytime I watch them, at least. I don't think I've ever seen them win. Like, I've rewatched the 85 Super Bowl, and somehow they lost it because I was watching that shit. Like,
I turned off the game to watch the Kardashians. That's how bad it was.
really? That,
Yeah, that sounds like a good deal.
Callback.
yeah.
That joke's for us in the room only.
All back to shit we talked about before the mics went live. I don't get it. They always seem like you know they're going to lose, and it's not close. Like they're dying a slow death 4 minutes into the game.
I mean, even in Chicago, they're so bad that now that the Cubs are heading to the World Series,
Oh, there's something to believe in, yeah.
I mean, people were watching the Cubs and the NLCS. When was the last time you heard an NFL team losing to its baseball counterpart in ratings? That's how bad the Bears are this year.
We're talking like when women still stayed in the home and didn't shave their pubes type shit. Like,
That would be a horrible, horrible time. They're down to their third-string Eagles cast-off. Was it Barkley? The USC guy?
Yeah.
He's playing. He's trying to play quarterback. He's trying.
I remember from my 2 years in sports radio when there was a debate that the Redskins should have just like chilled out and gotten Matt Barkley. Thank God. You know, I would rather have flushed the 3 fucking first rounders in the second for RG3, knowing how it panned out, than have Matt Barkley.
Trust me, don't say that. RG3 is not pulled through. For anybody.
No, we've talked about RG3 on the show earlier this season. The problem is for the Redskins, at least they got a divisional title out of all the shit they gave up
It was
for
a
him.
great year. Those were some awesome Subway commercials. I will never forget.
The Browns have gotten 30 minutes of garbage. They got him for nothing, and they've gotten nothing. So I don't know what I would rather have. Like, not being a fan of either team, it's a tough call, but I'd say the Browns got the worst deal on that.
Yeah, honestly, I had faith in him at first, and I was like, oh, yeah, RG3's going to come through. He's going to be our savior. And then, 2 quarters in, he breaks something. He's out for 12 weeks. So
No, it's the same off-season bullshit cheap talk that counts for nothing. I remember, what year was it? John Beck was coming in for the Skins, and this guy called into the station back when I worked at 106.7 The Fan. And he gave the most impassioned, intelligent defense of how, like, it's been a couple years, just never gotten a chance in this league. And if words were touchdowns, this man was Peyton Manning. And then he went out that weekend and could not fit enough cock in his mouth. And you're like, oh, you do suck. You're going to be a great motivational speaker in 18 months, but you suck on the gridiron.
Papa's Podcast. Guaranteed one dick joke per minute.
Yeah. Fuck you, ESPN. Never. So, yeah, I started with that lousy Thursday game, and I tapped out quickly. Trying to think what the fuck else. I know that they're trying to pin the lousy rings this year on, like, black players reminding us they're black, like, which is a shocking act, where they always said, like, why the NFL got to skate on that is, like, black players are wearing helmets. They're wearing, like, full-on uniforms. You can kind of just be like, oh, they're all the same. But it has been a shit primetime product this year. The Thursday night game ate shit and isn't necessary. Let's just put it right out there. Fuck Thursday night football. The Sunday night game was at Arizona hosting Seattle. I know, Howard, that's up your alley, where it's like 0-3 at halftime. The whole of America hates you for that.
No, man, I don't. I need more than field goals. Like, I need a game with touchdowns. It doesn't have to be a lot of them, but at least one, man. Give me one per team.
I came in second half, maybe 10 minutes left in the fourth, and I watched the remainder of the game. That fucking Arizona kicker. And may I just say also, so many blown calls. So, did you watch it, Dom?
No, I caught the highlights.
Dude, so many. Like, the last-second field goal that would have won it for Arizona, Seattle is, like, climbing over the line, all sorts of illegal contact.
No. That's not true. That's actually a huge myth about how the rule is called. You're listening too much to the coach complaining about it.
No, it was Chris Collinsworth was just, like,
he's
playing the
wrong, too.
highlights and just laughing. He's like, I think I see a little contact.
Wait.
It's not about contact. The
Okay.
rule is, like, if you land on a guy, basically on a kick, if somebody jumps over the snapper and they land on the snapper and trying to block a kick, that's a penalty. If you're ridiculously athletic like Bobby Wagner and you just clear the guy, like, yes, he touches him, but he doesn't land on him.
Okay.
That means it's okay. So it's not a penalty.
That's a whooping.
So the snapper got tackled, or what
No,
happened?
he got cleared. Like, the guy hurtled over him to block the kick.
Oh, that sounds fair to me.
But I mean, so like basically Bobby Wagner's foot grazed his back, so that's why everybody was saying, that should be a penalty because he touched him. You have to completely hurdle him. And the rule was fortunately written so it's just like, as long as you're not, like, going to hurt the guy, we're not going to call this. Like, if you're landing on a dude, that's a problem. Like, you could really hurt him. If you're actually, like, clearing the guy.
I would have been more upset. If that were the only entertainment and I went to bed on that note, I would have been so sour today, but I forced myself. I've got the discipline of steel, girded my will, and I watched an episode of Black Mirror that was like some of the best shit I've ever seen.
Which episode? Do you know the name of it?
Oh yeah, from the new season, number 3, called San Junipero.
What's Black Mirror?
Okay.
Doesn't know what it is.
Black Mirror is what used to be a UK kind of very Twilight Zone-esque, but always obsessed with technology and the near future, shit going horribly awry.
This is why I don't know what it is.
Yeah. What's hilarious about it is if you're watching, especially on an iPad, before the text comes in, you're just staring at a black reflection of your face, and you're like, is this the Black Mirror? Dun, dun, dun. Season 3 is like a joint American-British venture. I'm not sure how I feel about that, because the British just fucking think we're dumb as shit. Like, they can't understand we like their fanciness and, like, their cucumber sandwiches and how they talk like Hugh Grant and shit.
Have you seen our presidential candidates?
That's
They
true.
might be right.
They're right. But they did a joint thing with Netflix, which is an American company, and now, like, every episode, the assholes just sound like me now. Like, maybe 2 out of the 4 has been all fancy and Brittany. The other 2 is just like, oh, we're Americans and shit.
But they make more money when they do that, honestly. Like, Kitchen Nightmares, I used to watch it when it was on BBC. It was way more like Gordon Ramsay in a documentary showing, like, this is a bad restaurant. Let me show you how to run it well. And then they make it into an American show, and then it's like, one of those home renovation or restaurant renovation shows where it's like, you get a new bar. We're going to give you so much free crap. Like, free. Yeah, it's just.
Free shit for everyone.
It doesn't matter how to run a restaurant now. It's just like, we just renovated this bar. It's so sad that it goes from being like content to like shiny things.
Yeah.
That's kind of how America works.
Yeah, that's how that's true.
I want to think the Netflix people are fancy though, right?
I mean, I like.
Are
that.
you
I even
Netflix
watched?
guy?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I even watched the really bad half-star horror movies on Netflix. Those are my.
Oh, see, I'm big on their original shit for the most part.
You
but
don't have to watch the old horror movies anymore to see boobs. You can go to like RedTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it anymore.
No,
That's
but
true.
I shit you not, San Junipero, just a sci-fi masterpiece. Got aroused multiple times and cried multiple times. You tell me the
Wow.
last time you did that.
All in 45 minutes.
Yeah, maybe when you watch Cocoon, but
Sci-fi masterpiece. Is that like Jumbo Shrimp?
yeah. Get the hell out of here.
I love fucking with you, John.
Like you've never watched Predator 2.
No, but I left my mom's box looking like the Predator's mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, visual. Like,
Don't take that joke. It's in my set.
You made it grow teeth.
No, they're already there.
So guys, what stood out to you from the weekend? I mercifully missed the Skins game, so if I'm not talking about it much and not leading off with it, all I can tell you about that fucking game, I watched the updates while sitting in my stand-up class, and with 5 minutes to go, I booted up the NFL app, and because I have Verizon, I can watch the video, and during a dude performing his fucking set, you just suddenly hear like, Cousins is at the 10, and I'm like, fuck you, actually my phone silent. And like, thank
Why
God.
is he heckling me?
Thank God my teacher did not acknowledge it.
dude, that Browns game stood out to me. I see. I'm a I don't know if anyone knows. I'm a huge Cleveland Browns fan. I've been a Browns fan since I was like 6, and still.
Are
disappointed
you
today.
from Cleveland or what?
No, my dad's from Cleveland.
Okay,
He was
Okay,
okay.
you get a pass.
See,
Yeah.
I hadn't knew nothing about football at first. So you should be a Browns fan, like the best team ever. I was like, oh yeah, I bet.
You're just little. Like, does he feel
Yeah.
bad for what he did to you?
Like, completely ruined my like any football bragging rights.
Yeah. Like, do you ever just turn to him and you're like, you lied?
Right? He was like, Jim Brown was amazing. I was like, yeah, like the fucking what?
Fucking 1880s.
Yeah, fucking old ass. But
When you were mad as a teenager, would you say things like, why couldn't you have been a Bengals fan?
No one's that mad.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
I get so upset when everyone's like, oh man, the Steelers are doing so well. How are the Browns doing? I'm like, we got one win and we're doing great. Well, this
Yeah.
year we're still
We're
what?
building.
Yeah, we're 0-7. We're gonna get that win. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. But our whole team. My excuse this year is our whole first string is injured, except for Crowell and our fourth string quarterback. He put in work. He ran a 17-yard touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Let's-
take
let's-
it.
let's
I-
take
Does
that.
anyone want to guess his name?
I don't even know.
Exactly. Kansas City 6th-round draft pick,
Javier Bartman.
Kevin Hogan.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That was very.
He was running for his life. He was scared. He ran for over 100 yards. And he's
Is that
not-
Hulk's boy?
Don't give him a Supra.
No, to this day, the most Browns thing I've ever seen, just a throwaway Thursday night game. They're visiting the Ravens probably like 4 years ago, and they're returning a punt, and the Ravens are, converging. Whoever's the return man gets clocked helmet to helmet, blacks out immediately, falls like a bag of dog shit from a fifth floor window. They grab the fumble, run it in for a touchdown, and then just like go back to check because he's still on the field, like not even twitching, just out cold. And I'm like, I have never fucking seen a man black out and turn it over. Like,
I honestly think we're cursed. I think because I remember there's that
it's
one
fucking
game
weird, dude.
we played the Ravens and we kicked the field goal through, but then it hit the back bar and bounced out. So they spent about 5 minutes determining if we
debating?
won. Yeah, that shit.
That
like,
has
it
to
pissed
count,
me
right?
off.
If it went back through.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
come
we're gonna
on.
give it to the Browns. They haven't won this year, so.
Fuck it.
We talked about this beginning of the year. I was so excited because I want RG3 to be successful. And when you guys got RG3, I'm like, yeah, they've got this. RG3's going to recoup himself. He's going to do a great
He's
job.
got a 21-year-old blonde riding his dick. He's very
Yeah.
successful.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
we came to this determination that he's got new pussy, so he cannot get his shit together.
'Cause-
And same thing with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You know, his ex-wife was probably laughing when he got injured that game.
Oh, fuck yeah.
She was just...
No, she wants to continue to get that fat check. She wants him to play.
Damn right.
you got a point.
She's probably getting it either way. I don't know how divorces work, but I just kill my exes. But
He's not kidding.
yeah.
Oh man.
No, but she's probably I don't know, working that breast pump. Those things are gigantic. That's a 3-hour affair, milking each one, and she's hoping to see him on the field.
His what do you call her? His big-titted ex-wife.
Yeah, his buxom concubine.
Buxom.
She definitely has some titty meat.
Now you guys had me Google it. I've never seen before.
Oh, his ex?
Yeah.
She is one of those deals where, I mean, she's not Dolly Parton, so they're not on display all the time. You have to find the right pictures, but there are some where you're like, oh yeah, that must have been like fun to bat around.
Yeah. You definitely work hard to find those. That is your MO, man.
Oh yeah.
Anybody who listens to the regular show knows that.
No, I'm using the Tor browser. I'm on the darknet to find hacked security footage of their house.
Onion.
Yeah, exactly. So what the fuck else happened? God.
I got one.
Oh, let's hear it.
My favorite AFC team, the Chargers.
Oh, they bounced back to beat the Falcons, was it?
And that's not supposed to happen because somehow the Chargers lose constantly at the end of the game.
Fortunately, you played another team that's choke city. I mean, the Atlanta Falcons are just known for blowing.
I think what's funny as shit is I remember last year did not the Falcons come out like 5-0 or some crap, and then maybe had two more wins the entire rest of the year. It was insane. And then this year they did something similar where they're like 4-1, and I think now they're like 4-3 or some crap or.
I believe
so.
It started to come off very fast for them yet again.
Well, the Chargers now are 3-4, and actually, and they're not in a great division, so people are talking about something. But I've got the kicker that kicked the field goal to win is Josh Lambeau Field, baby. He came out and did his thing.
Oh, is it spelled like
Lambo?
Oh, like Rambo.
Like Rambo, but Lambo.
Okay.
Yeah. I love the name.
So like in Japan, he'd be Rambo.
Josh wins line of the night. John wins line of the night.
Oh man. No, but that division now is so bad for the NFC South. I think Tampa could win it. It's really going to be that bad where Jameis Winston could actually win a divisional title at this point.
No, what's up?
I said really. I was just like, that's intense.
Oh, well, you were making the case, Howard, before we went on air, when we do all the good stuff, that Josh Norman should be an MVP consideration. And I will say he's not a quarterback, so he never will be, because that's what the league is. But
I'm just saying, look at what happened to the Panthers without Josh Norman this year. They're terrible right now. And look what happened to the Redskins this week when he goes out of the game with a concussion. Do you really think that the game-winning drive with less than 2 minutes left, do you really think that the Redskins were going to give up that, just 50-second drive? The Lions went, 75, 80 yards in 48 seconds, something like that? Would that have happened if Josh Norman was on the field?
All I know is that I saw that score with, 30-something seconds left, and I'm, turning to Oathman sitting next to me in my fucking stand-up class. I'm like, they're going to do it. This is fucking nuts.
They should have. If Josh Norman had been out there, they would have.
Yeah.
You were without Norman. You were without Breland. If he was back in, he had 2 injured ankles. Their 2 best corners were out. I don't know, and they can't get the safeties right. We got your guy Whitner.
Yeah.
Thank you for him. He's slowly but surely coming on. But yeah, I guess you're right though. If the Panthers went from what they're doing to 1-5, or what are they now? Are they still 1-5? They had a bye, didn't they?
Yeah, no, they were off this week.
Yeah,
so.
it's pretty unimpressive what they're doing, and our Skins actually have a winning record. So maybe you're onto something here.
I do hate that it really comes down to statistics, because I don't know, I heard Skip Bayless talking earlier today, Dak Prescott has the highest QBR, so therefore he should be the MVP. I mean, I don't know, what the hell are you talking about, man?
Dak's been at work this year. I'm not gonna lie. If Tony Romo's still in, there's no way their record would be this high.
I'm just saying, Ezekiel Elliott is leading the NFL in rushing. I think that helps. When your running back is leading the league in rushing, I don't know if that makes you the most valuable
Dallas
player.
is doing everything that, even an uneducated piece of... so uneducated, I pronounce it uneducated.
Uneducated.
Yeah. They're doing everything that makes it easy as shit for a rook quarterback. They have an offensive line from hell. They got this monstrous running back. So, yeah, they've completely set it up for this dude to be successful. And then fucking somehow the league is shocked this works. It blows my mind. Like, it's the most fundamental crap. And I guess, like, when you're in personnel and you're a coach and shit, like, somehow you lose sight of it. But if you were ever like, hey, John, build a great team from scratch, I'd be like, cool, give me, like, fucking 5 ogres up front on both sides of the ball, and then I'm just going to chill.
Is Zeke, Zeke's a good running back, but I think Alfred Morris could be doing the same thing. I don't think you need...
That's what everyone says. That,
with those beasts out there,
yeah.
I think John would have 0.5 yards of carry.
Oh, yeah, it'd be great.
Hey, man, you get that $1 million contract.
I put you on my fantasy football team.
Yeah.
It means anything.
What the fuck else was good this week other than, well, pretty much nothing. Colts beat Titans. Maybe the most worthless thing I can think of. Chiefs beat the Saints. I mean, Drew Brees becomes the first quarterback with, 300 300-yard games to his name. But, like, it's kind of meaningless.
We can talk about that Seahawks Cardinals stand right there, the 6-on-6.
It was the shittiest thing, dude.
I watched first quarter, second quarter, and I just skipped third quarter and went back 2 minutes left. And
I couldn't be happier that I came in with 10 minutes left. I was like, cool, I'm caught up.
That epitomizes people's discontent with this NFL season. I mean, it seems like people have, especially I think there's a large segment of NFL fans who are voting for Donald Trump that are actually turning off games in order to watch debates. That's one of the biggest problems that the NFL's had this season. Where, when was the last time you heard of presidential debates stealing viewers from NFL games? That actually happened this year. It's crazy.
No, you're right. It was kind of
I feel it's more of a reality TV show this year, too.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge. Next NFL season is going to be huge.
It just doesn't help when people are starting to come back now that, election season's winding down to turn on Sunday Night Football and you have a 6-6 tie.
I'll be honest, I think it's in part for me this year that I have had so much shit to do on Sundays that, that sacred bond has been broken for me, and it's like cheating on a wife. Once you do it once and lightning doesn't strike you, you're like, fuck it, I'm on Tinder, I'm on Bumble, I'm on OkCupid. Let's go for broke this shit.
Glory hole.
What is that fucking movie? Oh God, Woody Allen thing from 90, where there's a dude who commits murder, and he realizes just nothing is going to happen, and that's the whole crux of the fucking flick, that he realizes he just has to live with it, but nothing else will happen. That's kind of what happened to me. I skipped football, and I'm like, oh, you know what? My life went on, and I had to spare 10 goddamn hours this week. It's money.
So you coming out saying this is why Woody Allen married his daughter?
Exactly. Yeah. You skip football. You skip enough football, you get into 10-year-old Asian chicks.
Shit, I'm gonna have to tune in this week.
Yeah. Or do you?
But here's my theory on why the NFL sucks now. It's actually bad that you got guys like Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz leading the league in passing. Because you got all these other quarterbacks making a third of their roster's salary cap. And what's happening is because the league has gone to this pass-oriented offense where you got, just the short passing replacing the run game. You don't have to be very talented at quarterback to succeed. And I think that's what's happening.
No, you'll get a fuck ton of completions for doing nothing.
And so you want that guy to have the smallest cap number possible.
This all being said, are you going to see people going back to putting a sick offensive line like the Redskins did back in the day, the Hogs, and we'd not have the most talented quarterback, but we could shove the ball down your throat constantly anytime we wanted to with running backs.
I love how you're like, let's get a lot of hogs, let's shove it down our throats.
We needed a new dick joke.
No, that could be no shit what is going on here. For the longest time, when the NFL is cleaning up, think about what was happening. Tony Romo, Peyton Manning, God, it pains me to put Tony Romo, but in that sentence,
yeah,
Drew Brees, Tom Brady, these guys are putting up gaudy statistics, and our last, 4 years now, the Seahawks and the Broncos have shown that, these bruising defenses are as effective as ever. Just a great defense and great running.
Yep.
And guess what? That's the shit that the NFL wanted to move the fuck away from, and it's what they did move away from for the longest time, and it's what got them their numbers. And now that these defenses have been shown to be so good, people are moving toward him because they're like, fuck it, we want to win. That's great. I love winning. It's fucking awesome.
Right.
And it's starting to shift back into this game that I remember not being as excited by. Like, because I remember as like a kid in the 80s and 90s, like I'd tune on a random game and I'd be like, what the fuck do I care for this? Like nothing was happening.
No, it's all different though. Like just the short passing bullshit. Like let's at least watch guys run between the tackles instead of like, hey, 5-yard passing game. Like it's really boring to watch the Patriots play, I feel. Because they're just constantly, like, methodically working down the field. Mm-hmm. It's not exciting. You don't need the deep passing game anymore like you used to where, you just ram the ball down somebody's throat, and then you force the defense up, and then you could open up the downfield passing game.
Yeah.
I just don't feel that's available anymore.
There's not a lot of, like, uncorking it. You're absolutely right. There's not a lot of, like, 45, 50-yard monsters getting lobbed out there.
Why would you ever do that if, like, you can constantly and consistently just complete 15-yard passes?
Yeah.
Yep.
Howard doesn't want field goals. He wants dirty holes. It's coming from a guy that eats the green stuff out of a crab. I just want another throwback joke for in the room.
The mustard. Let's go through the rest
That's
of
what we do in Baltimore.
The rest of what I managed to see this week. I caught the 9:30 game. I don't know if you guys are fans of 9:30 games. Dom, are you?
Yeah, I'm a fan of 9:30.
I love it. I love it. It's like our dirty little East Coast thing. You West Coast boys over there. You get to wake up with your 10 a.m. Yeah, your 10 a.m. games. Fuck that. I love that there's a 6:30 game that you guys aren't going to touch.
No.
Not unless you're coked up from the night before.
I'll be up because of my kids, but I'll be watching the game.
Giants-Rams, I feel like watching the first 15 minutes of that, I caught a lot of the game's action. Who is the Giants safety that like just put his ass like a Yokozuna the whole of the Rams, especially? Who the fuck do they have? Case Keenum?
Case Keenum is still quarterbacking for that team, according to Jeff.
Jeff Fisher said, I will make changes at receiver before I make changes.
Is golf that bad? Number 1 overall pick. Keenum throws 4 picks.
Fisher hates starting rookie quarterbacks. He does not believe in it.
Then why the fuck did you take it? You could have developed somebody. And then they've showed that with Dak Prescott and other people.
Yeah.
You didn't have to give up that pick. They had other issues if they're not going to play the kid.
Jeff Fisher is adamant that the short-term benefit will not be the same as like the long-term gains he had with like Steve McNair.
The Giants.
Not only that, it keeps you safe. Like seriously, if you eat shit this whole year, if you're Jeff Fisher, but you didn't start the guy, you're not going to flush the whole goddamn team and fuck shit up and then have a new guy.
Why not throw him out there? You're going to go 7-9 anyway, tops, the way it's going.
Yeah. It's Jeff Fisher. He'll always be 7-9, maybe 8-8 on a good year.
I feel like it's better to take the risk with the rookie than 4 picks.
You would think.
4 picks, Jesus Christ, put me out there. Like,
right? The Giants.
I do it, coach.
The Giants shit the bed. They did not do anything.
They were not good, no.
17 points on 4 turnovers, and that's just interception. I don't know how many fumbles they had. They had no running game.
There were 12. It set a record.
Eli was out there writing plays on his forehead again.
Yes.
And did nothing. And 17-10.
I don't know. It was not a technically sound game. We'll leave it at that. Bills finally cool off just like the Redskins did. I think both teams started 0-2, then rattle off 4 in a row. They get cooled by the Dolphins. Who the fuck is the Dolphins running back that everyone's jacking their dicks about? Because JJJ or something? AJJ?
He's the one that...
Oh, it's Ajayi. It isn't just AJJ.
I don't know.
Fuck with that.
He was the one people were afraid about because of his knee issues, but he was very talented, and they didn't think he could make it in the league because he was so banged up in college.
Making me want to punch up the fucking Mike Schmidt clip that Opie and Anthony...
The crying one?
Yeah, where he cries like a bitch.
I'm so glad.
2 bad knees. Yeah. Dig that up for your amusement. Here we are.
He also had his head wasn't screwed on straight from what I heard too. He may not have.
Some 18 years ago, I left Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
With 2 very bad knees. And a dream to become a Major League Baseball player.
That's not in the original.
That's beautiful. I love that.
That's only audio. There was a man molesting him from behind. That's why he was crying. That's the only reason to cry like that.
Oh, God.
That was my signature cry for a while.
It sounds like that. Do you ever hear that crackhead cry from the? Maybe no one knows this one. You guys watch TV all the time. You've never heard that one, where the guy they're doing an intervention, and it's his father, and he does the crackhead.
I think that's what they cut to.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the gag.
I really thought that was Schmidt.
That's like a black dude with like half his teeth.
Yeah,
That's
that was amazing. The build up for that like cry was beautiful.
Oh shit. Oh god. Oh, so Patriots. I hate when this shit happens when you schedule these marquee matchups. You think they're going to be marquee on paper. A good 4 p.m. game yesterday. Patriots at Steelers. Before the injuries ravaged the Steelers, it looks like a great fucking game. Like, who the hell doesn't want to watch the Patriots fight the Steelers? Like, I mean,
that still looks like a preview of the AFC Championship game, from what I can tell. So, I mean, it's kind of disappointing you didn't get Big Ben in there.
Yeah, it was. Who the hell was their backup that they had in?
Landry
Jones.
Landry Jones. Yeah.
Fucking Okie. No good Okies.
It was. It looked like something was happening for it. Yeah, it wasn't horrible, but.
Shout out to Sarcasm, by the way. I think that's our Pittsburgh
Sarcasmic 92. At Sarcasmic 92, whose avatar on Twitter is always something related to her big ginger milker. So God bless her.
I heard you guys met her.
She came down one time or some shit. Yeah.
How far down she go?
Ah.
I had to get the dick joke in. It's been a minute. Sorry.
She actually went to a filthy Woodbridge, the home of one Pete, maybe.
Did she get a Woodbridge tattoo with Pete?
Yeah.
Across the lower of her back.
Matching star Woodbridge tattoos, one on each nipple.
Honestly, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of tired of Tom Brady. I want Tom Brady
to
play.
Fuck yeah, I want the wheels to fall off that piece of shit.
The 75% completion, 8 touchdowns, no interception, Tom Brady.
Honestly, I felt like because we were the first game he played. As soon as he came back, I felt like we were a human sacrifice. Like Brown was like, yeah, you just warm up with them, Tom Brady. And
no, man, that was it kickboxer or blood sport when Bolo Young like beats the shit out of a guy in the ring and then like cracks his neck just for good measure. And you're like, my God, he's killed a man in the ring. That was you.
Yeah, and everyone's like, oh, you guys have a chance. I was like, stop it. I'm not even watching this game.
I mean, I used to feel that way about Tom Brady, but like, tell me who the second best quarterback was this week in the AFC. I mean, because right now Big Ben is out. So right now in the AFC, who's the second best quarterback?
A man named Andrew Dalton. I don't know.
The guy who throws it up and says, Green, please catch it.
Yeah. God damn it.
No, the AFC sucks. The quarterbacks suck. It's probably Phillip Rivers, honestly.
Really? Rivers, you're probably right because he's throwing the backups. But Tom Brady, I got to give him this. The guy's throwing the wide receivers.
Yes.
They handicap
are the pictures of athleticism.
Yeah. Go throw it out the white boys. And he's still doing it.
So, well, yeah, he does that little like white slot receiver type shit where he, like you said, it's just like 5 yards, but it's guaranteed.
Well, I mean, they got 2 ridiculous tight ends.
Gronk smash.
No, I don't like Gronk. Gronk is too big. He can catch
Howard,
anything.
The one is in prison. You sound sadly.
They replaced him. They got out of that bad contract. Now they got Martellus Bennett.
Oh, okay.
He's leading the league. He's leading the team in receptions, I believe, in receiving yards.
Wait, is Bennett theirs from day one? Or
no, they got him.
Did they acquire him from?
I get confused because his brother's in the league too. Like he was with the Cowboys at one point because he was talking shit about how much he hates Jason Witten. Ooh, Jason Witten wouldn't
I like
help
this character then.
Yeah, he was just like, fuck Jason Witten. Jason Witten never helped me do shit, and now I'm better than him.
Wow, I like this guy.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No, Martellus Bennett's pretty cool.
I feel like Burns when who is it? The bully. God damn it! Why am I brain farting? This is the most pathetic thing that's ever. Nelson Muntz. Was it? Yeah.
You farted.
It's the Burns' air contest, and I think Martin hops out and he's like, ring, ring, ring with the trolley, and then Nelson hops out and just punches him in the gut, and Burns goes, ooh, put a star next to him. That's how I feel hearing this. Sorry. That would have been great if I got it out 15 seconds sooner.
Everything ties back to The Simpsons.
And
somehow.
even then, it derailed poor Howard over here.
No, not at all, man. I'm just saying. I was trying to actually look up Martellus Bennett's story. I'm just saying, like, when you have him and Gronk in the middle of the field, like, seriously, any of us could line up in the slot and probably be wide open at some point.
I feel that's been the
I feel like I
theme.
can get a few yards.
Yeah, that's been the theme of this episode, that all of us in the right circumstances can succeed in the NFL. That just putting that out there. If anyone wants to sign us.
Maybe not like for the full season, but like there's a certain point where they're bigger fish to fry than like whatever chump is like the fourth or fifth option on most teams, where, yeah, that guy should be open a fair bit. You probably don't want to be thrown to him most of the time. You expect to win in the playoffs, but yeah, no, that guy's going to be open.
Yeah. I mean, how much does Waterboy get played? I feel like I'd be a great Waterboy, to be honest.
Boy.
So should we put it out there? If anyone wants to sign a late 30s, 175-pound back, I'm up for
it. No, bottom, not back.
Well, bottom back. Well, either one. Shit, I'll get him water. I don't care.
Oh, and let's just put this out there. Lorenzo Alexander.
Oh, my.
For we Redskins fans, we know him well. Dude had 9 sacks for his entire career. Coming up to this year, where he's 33, signed the league minimum 1 year with the Bills. The dude's got 9 sacks this year, has had at least a half sack each game so far, leads the league.
Love it.
Fucking insane. Oh, it's great.
He was our captain of our special teams. He was the man. I like him.
Yeah, exactly. It was thought that he would have to, like, special teams ball out to stay on this, and now some people are going to, like, sign this guy for a 2 or 3 year contract or something fucking insane. I'm Facebook friends with him randomly enough. Like, once he got cut, oh, yeah, I was like, he just popped up. Like, you have 5 mutual friends, and he had been cut. I'm like, wounded duck, add friend. And sure enough, he was like, fuck it, add him back. Maybe I know him. And now I just got like weird Facebook updates of like his progress, and people are tagging him. They're like, yeah, 1-man gang, motherfucker.
You know what? Some of us blossom in our late 30s or mid 30s.
Yeah,
he's a beast, though. He's just great in that system. And he is balling out. It was 2 more sacks this week, wasn't it?
I don't know. I think he got like 1. I could be wrong.
Well, either way.
Yeah.
Good for him.
No, it's night and day.
And he's he's a cool guy.
We can stop the show right here. I'll fucking duel you with pistolas. Shit.
So I have a question.
Sure.
How do you guys feel about the fines happening this league? Like this year? All of the
You mean in the no
fines?
fun league, Dominic?
Yeah. I mean, the bow and arrow, I kind of understood that, but
But really,
what was it?
Well, especially because
he
after
could have injured somebody
it,
in the audience.
you pantomime catching it with your eyes.
the NFL is being sued for the pretend bow and arrow that hit a fan.
Yeah. Well, no, we missed the whole story of the week, and I just remembered it right now. So fuck me. Who's the wife beater on the Giants? The wife beating kicker?
God, Josh Brown.
Josh Brown, and the whole thing was
kicker.
He didn't go to London with the team because apparently. Somehow this team that's all about like, man, we don't like women getting beaten. You know, we're the safe league. There were whispers this dude fucking rang his wife like a bell at dinner time. And really, I think they thought he had done it once. So he got in a touch of hot water. And then all of a sudden they're like, we learned about like multiple other incidents, which like anyone else would have found out about and already knew about. It was weird, but they shit the bed hard on him.
Going back to week 1, talking to Gino, he said maybe the 20 times she reported it.
Exactly.
Correct. Yeah. Maybe. And all of a sudden, supposedly a journal or something came out where he supposedly wrote that I beat my wife.
You gotta be kidding me.
Wait, like in a journal?
Shit.
So he snitched on himself?
I read
That's
this.
crazy.
Dear diary.
Dear diary, today I beat my wife. Later I'm going to go
wild.
kick footballs because I'm still angry. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
You're a kicker. You shouldn't be this angry.
That's so dumb. I knew a kid who did that in high school. Like do you guys remember Service
Was a
Merchandise?
kicker for the Giants?
No, like he kept a ledger because he worked at Service Merchandise.
Okay.
And he just like wrote down all the electronics I've stolen from work.
Wow.
And his parents found it, and they made him give it all back.
That's
like,
hilarious.
what's up with you?
That's awesome.
I thought you lived in Southern Virginia because you're like in high school and talking about wives beating.
I'm like, that's high school level stupidity of I wrote down the incident report for the police to collect and act on
What
later.
the fuck
That's
electronics
awesome.
does Service have? Today I stole a ColecoVision.
Oh, man. So are they going to kick him off the team? Or
Yeah, what is his future at this point?
I don't think he's officially off yet, but they got, was it Robbie Gould from the Bears?
They put him on the commissioner reserve list, which means you can't play.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
He's done. He's a kicker.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Gives a shit. Yeah.
You got, what's the Dallas guy? Greg Hardy? Is that his name?
Yes.
That's his name.
He's a talent. I know he's a nutcase, but he's a talent.
He's fucking insane.
But he can run after the quarterback, and that's why.
Well, he's not in the league right now.
He's going to MMA.
Oh, is he?
Oh,
He's gonna
that's
go.
dope.
He's gonna go start beating men instead of beating women. So that's a good thing.
He'll find it's more difficult.
He's going to get his ass whooped. I think that's how he's going to get paid.
Well,
Well, like so many people want to see him get his ass kicked. So
You know
that's
it'd be
true.
perfect, and I'm a genius. Who's the MMA chick that everybody loves?
Ronda
Rousey.
Yeah.
Against Greg Hardy.
She would she would
fuck
destroy his ass. That'd be her comeback right there. That shit would be gruesome. Oh goodness.
Wow.
I'll start doing an MMA podcast with you if you have this. We'll get sponsored for that one because that's my idea. Remember that shit.
You know what? That is not a bad idea. Holy shit.
She would beat the fuck out of him.
I'm trying to think. I guess so. Yeah, you still got training, so you can pin a guy real quickly and.
But you gotta do it like nowish. She'd put him in an arm bar, break his arm.
Yeah, like before he learns anything, before he learns even the
Just
fundamentals.
do it right now.
With 2 weeks of training, he could beat the shit out of the most trained woman in the world. But before those 2 weeks, it's 50-50. It's a coin flip. Man, he is not. Did you ever see the photos of the chick he beat?
I never did.
A, she was really good looking, which makes it far, far more of an offense. But B, she was, dude, I have seen steaks in better shape right before I put them on the grill. Like, she was fucking black. Dude, it was hideous.
Fuck. I never saw it.
That's
I
monstrous.
can't look at that shit.
Like I'm shit. Like shit you not. It looked like sides of beef where you just kind of like see like purple and shit across the flesh from God knows what they did. Yeah, it was just like this black and blue back. And I'm like, ugh. But it is elegant. She would look great in Chanel. You know, that kind of shit.
See, who's the I can't remember. Ravens running back he got
Ray Rice.
Ray Rice. He's still trying to make a comeback. I saw a training video of his.
Yeah.
He said he's trying to get back in the NFL now. But
That's the crazy thing.
What's so fucking bizarre about him is he was falling off the goddamn cliff before he washed out of the league. Like, that's why no one really fought for him. Let's call it like it is.
Because, I mean, Adrian Peterson got similar trouble around the same time, and, you know, he was still on the upside of running the ball, so everybody was going to give him a chance.
And on the hook for like a
didn't.
nuts contract, yeah.
Yeah, no, but he's still good. I mean, he got hurt this year, but he's still looking great, so people are going to sign him. Greg Hardy found another job after, like, all the horrible shit he did. But when you're Ray Rice and you can barely average 3 yards a carry in your final year before the shit goes down, it's like a godsend for the team where they can cut him.
that video was ridiculous too. I think that was pretty much the nail.
I mean, what sucks is, like, so that video's awful, but it's a video, whereas, like, the shit Greg Hardy did, could you imagine if there was a video of that? Like, that guy would get shot.
Yeah.
Dom, we have a listener question for you. This comes from
good.
Sarcasmic. She asked, first, are you into redheads? But second of all, she said, ask him if his dad tells stories of the Browns' glory days with Bernie Kosar and Matt Barr.
That's funny. Yes, I do love redheads. That sounds like
nice,
a weird
full
like
fire
arrangement.
Yeah.
No, my dad used to, like, before I became a Browns fan, he's like, yeah, the Browns are so great, man. They do this and that, and they can run the ball, they can pass it. And I'm like, well, they can pass. And then I, like, got to high school, so let me check these stats. And here I am today.
That is the vaguest way a father has ever sold a team. They do all this shit. They kick the ball sometimes if it's necessary.
You should run. They even got a first down one time. It's pretty crazy.
We called that game the down.
I always like tormenting. I always like tormenting Browns fans about this. Like, I'm not a Redskins fan, but I remember growing up in the area when Ernest Biner was winning a Super Bowl with the Redskins.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this man is awesome. Where did he come from?
Oh, he's the best, yeah.
And I had no idea that he just had been
horrible
cast out of
over there.
like the Browns. Yeah, Cleveland just shat on him.
Yeah.
And the Redskins just scooped him up and, like, won a Super Bowl, basically.
Yeah,
like,
they washed the stink off him.
Yeah.
we do that to a lot of players.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks.
But you know what? I got
Like Farva getting the powdered sugar blasted off.
the fact they're still your team. I've got respect because I've gone with my Skins when they're horrible. I don't jump ship. the fact that you're still a Browns fan, I got respect for you.
At some point, you don't care.
I got more respect for people who have never seen their team win at all, though. That's the crazy part. Like, y'all actually grew up when the Redskins won a couple Super Bowls, and you remember
vague
it.
memories of it.
I just remember a big white guy running with the ball.
No, because I remember, like, again, not really a Redskins fan, but I remember when the Skins went to the playoffs with RG3, it had that same feel from 25 years earlier when they were actually able to win a Super Bowl with Mark Rippon.
I heard someone make the point that if RG3's little shit knee held up, like, they could have gone all the way that year. And I don't know if it was, like, the dumbest sports radio I've maybe ever heard in my life. Some guy on 980. I don't know who the fuck it was.
It's total nonsense if you don't have home field advantage. You can't do what ifs if you don't have, like,
I guess so.
the number one seed.
He was just saying, like, that whole system. What the fuck was it they were doing the whole time? God damn it.
It's just
their offense. The not draw.
Was it like the shotgun?
Yeah, shotgun stuff.
Yeah.
They were playing to his college years.
Yeah. What?
The spread.
Spread. There we go. Yeah. We both thought of your mom, and then
Got him.
the spread offense just was like no one could figure it out that first year, and no one was great in the NFC or the AFC. So fuck it, why not? And you know what? I'll jack it to that fanfic. Yep. Like I don't fucking care.
Ridiculous. This is why, like, I encourage you to do a sports show, because I'm like, what the fuck do people really know on TV or radio?
Nothing.
We can all just make up shit at this point.
I love it when it gets to that level, when it's like, what if this trade occurred? Pontificate. No,
if only Peyton Manning were still with the Broncos, they'd be undefeated right now.
I like thinking about what if Ben Roethlisberger could run. Like, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
What if
he had Pegasus wings?
All they're doing is reading a teleprompter.
Yeah.
You guys realize I can watch some of the guys that are kind of slow, i.e. Randy Moss. You can see his eyes moving as he's reading the teleprompter in front of him.
There's nothing slow about Randy. You take that back.
On the flip, though, like, I hate watching Trent Dilfer on television. Like, I hate the ESPN pregame because I'm like, what kind of, like, B-rated cast is this?
Because your face is reflected in his head.
Tim Hasselbeck. When you got Tim Hasselbeck and Trent Dilfer, like, lecturing about football, I'm like, you guys sucked. I don't take your opinion seriously. Like, I would take any football fan more serious than you because you were bad at what you did.
I mean, Trent Dilfer, fucking the guy was a Super Bowl winning quarterback that they told to fuck off. Like, come on, how bad are you?
I'm sorry, like, anytime I see Shannon Sharp on TV now talking about football, like, it just runs through my mind. I'm like, I can't believe that you're now working in the same industry as Trent Dilfer and you never say anything bad about him. Because you caught passes in a Super Bowl from John Elway and Trent Dilfer. And, like, you know the difference between a Hall of Fame quarterback and a piece of shit that you had to drag by his teeth
apparently
to a
his
ring.
Hair.
Tell me how you really feel.
No, he's terrible. I can't deal with bad players being allowed to comment on, like, any of this thing.
You're a Ravens fan because of Joe Flacco, right?
Oh.
You know about great quarterbacks.
He knows elite.
Hey, he's got one more RG3.
Where are you from again?
So do you guys, a real question, do you guys think this is RG3's last season?
Nah, he can get a minimum contract somewhere. Like, why wouldn't you keep him as, like, a third stringer?
Like, I mean, how many games has he really played, though? I feel like he's out of, like, what has he been in NFL for 3 years now?
No, this is his fifth, I think.
Yeah, he
did
the bench
4 with the
year.
Skins.
Yeah.
They didn't pick up his 5th year, and so the Browns got him for year 5.
And he's technically still in contract with them. He got a 2-year deal.
He's been.
Oh, he got a 2 year? I thought it was a
year. Yeah. He got 2. So he was out the year that the Skins bubble wrapped him.
Yeah.
So last year, and then this year he's been out all but 30 minutes or some shit like that.
Yeah. 2
So,
quarters. Yeah.
I don't know. My gut, if they have any better option, they take it. That shit's been proven. Even fucking Russell Wilson's not Russell Wilson right now.
If Hugh Jackson's back, which I hope he is, I
Yeah.
think RG3 will get the opportunity to play. Bless you.
I kind of like how Josh McCown played. I'm kind of hoping they
Yeah,
give him
dude,
some more
just-
shine.
I mean,
McCown needs to go. It's not. They need to try either this kid that they drafted. Was another USC quarterback. What's his name?
Matt Leinart,
No.
Mark Sanchez.
It's coming to me.
I got nothing.
I had written his name down earlier. Oh, Cody Kessler.
Steven quarterback.
Yeah.
No.
Kessler is the one they drafted this year, like 3rd or 4th round. he's a better option, in my opinion, than an old quarterback. It's young team.
McCown's like who you wanted to start the year with. I get it. They want to roll the dice and see if it somehow works out with RG3. Fuck it. You got your quarterback solution via just like a dude you didn't even trade for. You didn't give up a draft pick for. You have him on a shit like 2-year contract. You look like a genius if it pans out. Then it goes to fuck. So quickly you plug in McCown, and like McCown's a great replacement, but he's old and damaged now. So you guys are screwed pretty much. Like
that's why I'm hoping like Cody Kessler. I thought he was he can't throw deep. He can only throw short passes, which I'm okay with. He made some scores, but at the same time, RIP to Cody because I heard he got hurt. I got to see what happens.
And you're right. It's short passes. He's averaging like 7 yards a pass, but it's 68% completions. And you've got two good running backs. If their offense could do something, if their defense could stop anybody.
Yeah. I won't lie. My favorite game so far this year was Browns versus Ravens, 22-0 until the end.
Oh God!
When they came back,
that was fucked up.
You've got a Ravens fan in the room.
No, hey, let's talk Ravens because they've been getting their ass beat. Have you seen them just like slide?
They're
They've
horrible.
been doing terrible.
It's so weird because I absolutely bought into. They were kind of shit last year too, right? And I was like, you know what? That's not happening twice to Harbaugh. Like, he is going to kick some ass, and they'll be ready to play. And now, like, the whole Harbaugh thing in my mind is over. Like, let's be honest, man, the Ravens in the AFC were in that top, like, 4 to 5 teams conversation and in everyone's head for, like, the last, 10 years, right? Like, you would say Ravens, Patriots, Broncos, Indy while they had Peyton.
Yep.
Steelers, that was like the class of the AFC, and like fucking that, the Ravens are an afterthought, man.
I mean, it's just Flacco is clearly a second-tier quarterback,
which he always was.
With a huge contract.
Always fucking laughed when people said otherwise. Yeah, and exactly, they're getting hamstrung.
But I mean, he's behind Eli because you look at Eli. Do you guys think Eli's an elite quarterback? Would you look at him? Like, I always take him and Flacco seriously. I can't call them elite, though.
Eli's one of those dudes where if he is your quarterback, you're not going to want to move from him. But if he's not, you're not like, I want that one.
Yeah. Eli's shown flashes. Beating the Pats twice in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And
has he won a playoff game outside of those two?
Those two runs? Is the answer no to that, actually?
I'm pretty sure it's no.
Wow. Other than those 2 hot years.
No one check that, okay?
Yeah, exactly. It sounds amazing.
It sounds awesome.
Fucking baller fact.
Yeah, no, he's not. He has not been great. Like I don't think he's ever had a record better than 10-6. Like his regular seasons have never been fantastic.
Doesn't matter. He got them 2 rings. I would take that in a heartbeat.
Most people would.
Yeah.
Most people would, but it's just like week to week in the regular season. It's just very frustrating to watch him like tank every other week.
With his like aw shucks little kid face on.
So I have a good question. I've always wanted someone's. I was talking about it a lot before, but do you guys really think Tom Brady and them deflated the balls?
I think a lot of teams did. Like, I don't think it's that big a deal, but you know, they're punishing someone you hate, so you're like, who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, it's like finding out they fined Hitler for something. You're like, well, he may or he might not have, but fuck it, it's Hitler. You know, like he's a bad dude.
I laugh at the idea that the Colts would have beaten them if the balls hadn't been deflated. I think that's hilarious.
Nah, I feel like it would have been the same.
Yeah.
I'd like to deflate my balls on Tom Brady. I'm just gonna put that out there. Take it any way you want.
Oh dear.
We haven't had any horrible jokes in a while. I promised the fans.
I think we're getting towards the end of the show. So, Dom, is there anything you want to plug your appearances in the D.C. area, sir?
Yes. This Thursday, I will be at Beans, Bits, and Brews. Not really in the D.C. area, but in Richmond. I'm going to be making
I'm very jealous. Please have sex with an art school girl or two for me.
I will do my best.
Nice.
So far, I don't look like a piece of art to them. But, you know, I'm working on it. Shout out to the redhead who thinks I'm cute.
There you go.
I hope you like unshaved armpits.
Yeah.
That's lots of red hair.
I also I'm doing a show at the Chinese Disco this Friday, and that's about it. That's so far this week.
Is there like a cool name for the Chinese disco show? Like, I want something mildly bigoted.
You would think it's like, you know, something crazy and everyone's on acid, but you get there and it's just like a a bar with no food and expensive drinks. But it's fun. It's fun. I'm telling you, go. It's hilarious.
I did the show with Dom was hosting last week, and it was a blast. We had a great time. Tiny little stage you almost fall off of, and Pete even got on at the end and told a joke.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's good times. You should go out, people. It's Georgetown, Washington, D.C.
Very cool. And Dom, what is your Twitter handle so everyone can add you, especially Sarcasmic92?
Oh, nice. So my Twitter is I can't remember the thing, but I call it Black Bruce Wayne. Just look that up. I thought it was cool at the time, but it's been a year. I need to change it.
And you need to add me back. Who said that?
My bad. I'm doing that right now.
Nice.
On Instagram, D Gray Comedy, and Snapchat, D Gray Comedy.
You are at DOMINIE18.
That's why I didn't remember it. I'm that one.
That guy.
Very cool. All right, folks, that is Papa's Football Podcast. I am John Papa Giorgio at Papa's Basement on pretty much all the social media handles out there. Facebook.com/Papa's Basement. YouTube.com/Papa's Basement. Subscribe to the show, Papa's Football Podcast, on Stitcher as well as iTunes. pfpod.com is the show's site. In papasbasement.com for my main show, Papa's Basement. You guys, do your thing.
This is Howard Flood, and I just started a sports blog, Sports Go Sports on Typepad. We'll see how that goes.
Nice. And I'm Brian Bolte, and I don't know how to write, so I don't have a blog. Follow me at Choke on Ritalin.
Till next one, we're out of here.
All right, later.